ropes, like he was under the ropes a little bit. And they finished the match, and they were like tossing people off the ropes next to him and doing moves near him and stuff. I was like, what? You could tell the guy's like hurt or something.
No, there was nobody around the ring coming around or either.
There were doctors that had like gotten him off the ropes and had like rolled him under the ropes, but he was still in the ring. And they sat there and they did moves around him, like literally less than from how the video looked, they're closer than what you and I are sitting together.
Right.
And they're sitting there doing moves next to him and stuff. I was saying that would have been the best finish to the match if you just pinned that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't call the match off right
Frog
away.
splash off the top rope. Finish him off.
I don't know why they didn't call
Too
the
soon?
match right away.
Yeah.
They carried the guy to the back on a fucking
I don't know
piece
who
of
the guy is.
plywood.
I know Monday Night Raw they were going to do a tribute to him, but then they decided not to at the last minute. They had something all done up, but nobody knows who the fuck the guy is, so it would have been a kind of a...
If you're in Mexico, you know who he is.
Where was this match?
Mexico.
It was in Mexico? It wasn't like ROH or any of those?
No, it was the AAA Mexican promotion.
Oh.
Sorry about that dead air, guys. I was taking a drink of water.
Nice.
But yeah.
Shut up!
Oh god, cars outside the studio.
That's horrible.
Yeah, this guy died, and they rolled him out of the ring after. They used a piece of plywood to carry him out of the ring.
It's Mexico. You're lucky they didn't use a cardboard box.
We're lucky they carried him out of the ring at all.
Yeah. So, we wanted to talk about WrestleMania and some of the matches, right?
Yes, we did.
So let's start with the big match right off the bat, so we can talk about Brock Lesnar and
Rocky Reigns.
Rocky Reigns.
You guys,
I couldn't find a Roman Reigns card, so we had to use The Rock and draw a mustache and hair on him.
All right. So after Brock signed his new deal,
Look, Brock's deal is 3 years.
Mega money.
And it involves a raise somewhere along the line.
Mega money.
So, yeah, it's mega money. And I'm sure Sable had something to do with that.
Yeah, well.
Saying, you know what? You don't have to get your face punched in every night. Or whatever. And get hurt again. And, you know. And you don't have to work every day.
Yeah. But anyway, because I just completely lost my train of thought because I'm trying to read news and text messages at the same time as we're podcasting. After Brock re-signed, Brock's getting paid. He has more dates now, though.
Right.
I'm kind of thinking, because Triple H wants Brock to win, but because he has more dates, maybe you have Reigns go... You know what? No, Brock for the win. Reigns takes it at a smaller pay-per-view that's not WrestleMania. Down the line.
So, the WWE wanted Brock Lesnar to announce his new contract.
No, they gave him the choice.
Well, it says that they wanted him to do it so that people would think that he would win, that he's going to win the match. You know what? I can honestly say I don't know who's going to win this match.
It is one. You just saw it. I just went back and forth.
Well, here we go right here. Let's let the shirt tell us who's going to win. Oh, Roman Reigns. God
Reigns
damn
has
it.
the big face. Brock's on there, though.
Brock's on there, but Reigns is the big face.
But so does Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. So, in your opinion, who do you think is actually going to win this match? If you were in the WWE, would you throw a slide into it, or do you think...
Who, Brock and Reigns?
Yeah, Brock and Reigns.
The thing is, I want Brock to win. I think Brock should win to keep carrying the company.
I think he would have to show up on Monday night, but there's all this
crap
about Heyman turning heel.
And that's what I was just going to bring up, is Paul... Well, he's already a heel, but Paul Heyman turning on him, because there's talk of Roman Reigns turning heel.
Right.
But something tells me that's not going to happen either. I actually think it's more likely that Seth Rollins cashes in on the winner of this match than it is for Paul Heyman to turn on Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is the single reason Paul Heyman is back in WWE.
think... See, it's tough to call and it's tough to say. If Seth Rollins gets demolished by Randy Orton, you're not going to see him come back out afterwards.
That's true, and I think Orton's going over in that match, too. Just to toss that out there.
I would think if Seth is going to cash that in, it's going to be Monday night.
Just like they had What's-His-Face a couple years ago, which was actually awesome.
And then it would be Brock Lesnar would have to show up if he won, which I'm sure he's going to have to show up on Monday night. So...
Whether he wins or loses, I think he shows up Monday night.
Yeah.
It's literally the biggest...
All right, call it right now. What do you think?
I'm sticking with Brock Lesnar.
I am too.
If I'm in WWE, I think Brock's the guy that draws money. He might not be there all the time, and I'll get into it when we talk about more matches. But I think Brock is your better business.
All right, we're just going to leave the winner on the board. Yeah, I'm going to have to go with that. Let's talk about the other big match of the night.
Which is Taker and Bray?
It's got to be Taker and Bray, because everybody's the anticipation for Taker to come back.
The promo, and honestly, if in a perfect world, I know this is going to piss B off, but in a perfect world, for the work Bray Wyatt has done alone, to build up this match to the level it is, he should go over just for the level that he has built it up to. Because it's not like last year or the year he fought CM Punk,
right,
where Taker's showing up, or basically any year but this year where Taker's showing up.
Dead man
walking. Where Taker's showing up. And he's helping build the match with his mind games, or he's cutting a promo.
Yeah, it's been all Bray Wyatt.
He literally has not said shit. Nothing. So to that, in a perfect world, Bray Wyatt should win. In reality, The Undertaker's not going to go 0-2. It's not going to lose 2 years in a row. He's just like next year. I wouldn't be because, like we've stated, I've said the past 4 or 5 podcasts. The plan next year is Taker, Sting in a retirement match for both guys, like the end of an era match type thing.
Yeah, I've heard that already.
Do you? And for that, I don't see either of them losing. I think that's going to come down to a double.
Do you think that WWE will pull a swerve and have somebody dressed as the Undertaker, younger guy,
this year,
calling him the new Undertaker?
No.
Just to fuck with people?
No.
Because nobody's fucking seen this guy, and as of last year, he almost died in the fucking ring.
And
the moves that Bray Wyatt does is just fucking... Some of the moves are just insane.
If it was...
I can't wait for that match, actually.
If it was a different pay-per-view, and I'd actually be on board with it. I'd be like, yeah, that's actually a really cool idea. But because it's WrestleMania, I don't think they can get away with it.
All right, so I'm going to call The Undertaker's probably going to win the match, but I think Bray Wyatt's going to win the battle.
Bray Wyatt will win the battle.
Because I think there's going to be some kind of interference with some... Because they're building some weird group for next year.
Yeah.
Or after WrestleMania. I hear all kinds of weird rumors and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
That possibly Bo Dallas is joining him. Because it's his brother, and he's got that whole facial hair growing out and everything now.
Mm-hmm.
Him and his sister.
Yeah.
That would be fucking pretty cool.
That would be.
And WWE just trademarked some fucking hillbilly ass name. So.
Yeah.
But, okay, so we're both calling Taker.
I'm saying Taker, yeah. I don't think he deserves to win.
No, I don't think he does either. Sorry, Bray.
Sorry, Bray. You get buried again. First it's Cena. Now this.
Yep.
Alright, you wanna do Sting Triple H next?
Yeah, let's talk Sting Triple H.
Sting Triple H. I think this is the one no-brainer match on the card. And I think the Orton match is a no-brainer. I see Orton winning.
Yeah, the other match too, Cena, Rusev. You know Cena's gonna win that match.
Cena's gonna win, yeah. So I mean we can agree on that. But
that's not even
and
worth.
Here's why I think Cena's gonna win.
It's not even worth fucking talking about.
I'm just going to say it real fast. I mentioned it last podcast. Cena's going to win because I think Brock is going to win. And that allows you to have the U.S. champion headline pay-per-views. That's why.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Same reason I think Daniel Bryan or Ziggler is going to win the Intercontinental title. I don't think they deserve it. Or Ziggler deserves it. Bryan, not so much.
You know who's going to win that?
Stardust.
R-Truth.
Oh, I fucking hope not. I'd be so happy with just about anybody else in that match but R-Truth winning.
I got a little Jimmy shirt coming, by the way.
Do you?
Yeah, I got a little Jimmy shirt coming. I just have this feeling that Ziggler and Bryan are going to end up having a feud.
Yeah. Well, Ziggler wanted a one-on-one match against Bryan for Mania. He's been calling for it.
Well, they had one on SmackDown or Raw the other night, one of them.
Sure, it was awesome.
And it was a good match, and Ziggler won.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's besides the point. So, yeah, we're both calling Sting to win that match, right?
Yeah. I think that's a no-brainer. You don't bring Sting back to lose. It's the same reason I don't think Sting's going to lose to Taker. You don't bring him back to lose. Then again, we said that about Brock, and he lost to...
Yeah, exactly.
...to Triple H. But he didn't lose to Triple H at Mania. He lost to Triple H at Extreme Rules, just like he lost to John Cena at Extreme Rules.
Right.
These guys, they bring back these part-time guys, other than I'm going to use The Rock as my one example, because he lost at WrestleMania. His second Mania, though, that they brought him back, not his first. These guys they bring back don't lose at WrestleMania.
Right.
These part-time, and obviously, in a part-time versus part-time guy match, somebody's got to lose.
So they were also talking that, like you said, Cena's going to win the belt, but they were also talking that Bryan is going to win the the Intercontinental title, and he's going to feud with Dean Ambrose. And Cena's going to continue to feud with Rusev for a while. And Barrett's going to feud with Dolph Ziggler.
See, in my mind, just for a body of work, I think that Wade Barrett should win. Just because this is a guy, when you push him properly...
I haven't seen Barrett have a good match yet.
Plus,
he gets injured so easily.
That's the thing. When you push him properly, though, remember when we were going to Money in the Bank before he got hurt?
And his move is so stupid.
His move is stupid, but do you remember how popular he was before Money in the Bank? Before Money in the Bank...
If he was a good guy, yeah, people loved. He
wasn't even a good guy.
Got some bad news.
He wasn't even a good guy then, though, and he was just so popular with that gimmick. They don't push the bad news gimmick anymore.
No.
And yeah, he's had a couple untimely injuries that have fucked his career, unfortunately. I mean, there was a point, and a lot of people forget this, Wade Barrett feuded with John Cena for the WWE Championship for a long time. Like 3 or 4 months.
You know, I was watching wrestling the other night, and we all know Kevin Shithead Nash is being put into the Hall of Fame. I didn't know he held the belt for that long. That must have been a period that I missed wrestling.
That was
when he held the
Bob Backlund. And
yeah.
He held the title until next Mania.
Yeah, I must have missed that.
I think it was around the next... Yeah, because Shawn Michaels won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I must have missed that for some reason.
I like how they talk about guys that don't draw. And actually, Chris Jericho tweeted this the other day. He's like, I like when they say guys like me and Edge didn't draw any money as champion. But if you look, the lowest rated time in wrestling history for a champion was Kevin Nash.
Yeah. Kevin Nash sucked.
Man, I don't know. And he's going to go on last, from what I hear. They are putting him on after Macho Man Randy fucking Savage.
It's probably because he's not there to talk, so...
Well, you know
You're going to have Leapin' Lanny Poffo, his stupid-ass brother.
He's not even inducting him, though. That's the shitty part. Hulk Hogan's inducting him. Macho Man fucking hated Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, but Macho Man's inducting him, but the people that'll come in and accept will probably be his brother.
But you would think that, maybe his brother could talk and accept the award?
Well, they're going to let him talk.